Hi everybody, so today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet a standard granny square. I've got a couple of different balls of yarn here. These are Aldi's own brand. So we have this is double knit in fuchsia, and we also have the same double knit in the grape colour as well. So I'm going to start off with the pink colour first. Just so that it's easier for you to see. There we go. Okay, and you'll also be needing a pair of scissors and a tapestry needle or darning needle as well. Okay, so just to get started, so I do like to try and start from the centre. These ones don't have a specific centre pull, so sometimes you are just getting the yarn barf. Alright, so to get started for this, so I am left-handed as well, so all my tutorials will be left-handed. So we're wanting to start with a slip knot, so I usually just loop the yarn round my right thumb, put the hook in, pull the yarn over the hook, slip that back over, and then just kind of pull it, not too tightly but just enough that it can move freely around the hook. There are a lot of different ways of doing it, and even just knotting it on works fine as well. It's just so that your work doesn't unravel. Okay, so what we're going to do to start, because it is a granny square, we're just going to start with a chain of 4. So to chain, yarn over the hook, pull through, that's one chain, yarn over the hook, pull through, yarn over the hook, pull through, that's 3, yarn over again, pull through, that's 4. Okay, so some people will start with a magic circle as well, but in terms of beginners it's quite fine to do it this way. It's not going to leave too much of a hole at the centre of the granny square either. So what we're going to do now is that we have to go back into this first chain that we made. So we're not going to yarn over, because what we're doing here is a slip stitch. So we're putting the hook just through that first chain that we made, pull the yarn over, bring that through, hold on to the whole thing and pull it through the loop that was on the hook. Now if you can see, this has made a tiny little hole so that we can work on. Okay. So then what we're going to do is we're going to chain up 3, and that gives us the height that we need to start working the granny square. So this chain 3, so we've got 1, yarn over, pull through, 2, yarn over, pull through, that's 3. So that gives us the height that we need, because for the granny squares we're working in double crochet, and that is the American terms. It's just how I learned, how I find it easier to teach it as well. So in order to do a double crochet, yarn over the hook, and then what we're doing is we're working straight into the centre hole that we made of the circle, so not through the stitch, but we're putting the hook through, we're catching the yarn on the other side, and we're pulling that up, so you've got 3 loops on the hook, and you're going to yarn over again, and you're going to pull through 1, 2, and then you push the hook through it again, wrap the yarn and pull back through the last 2, and that is you got a chain 3 and 1 full double crochet. So we'll make another one, so it's yarn over again and pushing the hook through, wrap the yarn round, pull it up, pull the loop up, wrap the yarn again, pull through the 2 loops there, wrap the yarn again and pull back through the last 2 loops, and that's you have the granny shell. So that's the first motif that we're doing. So now, because in this first row we're going to have 4 shells, so what we need to do to get to a corner is we have to then chain 2 just to give us enough space to make the corner. So that's 1 and that's 2, just like we've done before. Okay, and then we're going to make another 3 double crochets. So we've got yarn over and push it back through that centre hole, pull up a loop, yarn over again, pull through the 2 loops, yarn over again and pull through the last 2 loops as well. So you also notice the tail here from when we started, so you can work over the top of that, or if you're just trying to get your fingers, it's fine, that can be weaved in at the end. That's what we have the tapestry needle for. So we'll make another 2 of those. So we've got yarn over and we'll push that through, pull up a loop, yarn over again and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops as well. Sometimes it can get a wee bit tight, but it's just getting used to the motion of making the double crochet. If you do find that your tension is too tight, you can always go up a hook size or even a couple of hook sizes just for practice. Like, it's absolutely fine. So we'll make 1 more there. So we've got yarn over, push it back through the middle, pull up a loop. So we've got 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the 2, yarn over and pull through that 2, and that's us got 2. We've got 2 granny shells there. So then, as you know, for our corner we have to chain 2 to make the corner. Okay, that's 2, and yarn over again and push the hook through and pull up a loop, pull through last 2 as well. So I'll just go a wee bit faster here. Okay, so we've just hit that other corner and we've got our 3 granny shells there and we've chained another 2, so we're just working our final 3 double crochets to make our last granny shell for this row. Okay, and that's us made the 4. So what we have to do is we have to make a corner for this. So it's the same as we just chain 2, and then what we have to do is we need to slip stitch into this stitch, which was the top of the chain 3 that we made when we started the row. So for that, you don't yarn over, just push your hook through that stitch doesn't matter too much, just as long as you get it through. And then yarn over, pull the loop up, and then also pull that through the stitch that was on the hook, and that's you now joined, and you have your first row of your granny square. So in order to get onto the second row, what we have to do is we need to be back in the corner stitch. So we're going to slip stitch, just as we did there, we're going to slip stitch across these next couple of stitches just to get back into the corner. So let's try and get through the 2 loops that are there, and you want to yarn over, pull up a loop, and then pull it through the loop that was on the hook, and again, so through both of those loops there, yarn over, pull up, pull through that again, and then just to work into the corner, and yarn over, pull up, and there we go. So that is us in the corner, and we're ready to start row 2. So for that we need to chain 3, and that counts as our first double crochet. And because we're in a corner now, this is where each row expands with the corners, so we have to actually work 2 granny shells into the corner. So for the first one, so we've got our chain 3 there, so yarn over, and we'll make 2 more double crochets like that. Okay, and then we're on the corner, so we have to chain 2, and then we're going to work 3 more double crochets. Oops. Okay, and now you can see we have our corner done. Alright, so because this is only row 2, we only actually have corners to work anyway. So what we can do here is, it depends on yourself. Some people like to do a single crochet between motifs, or you can go straight onto the next corner. It's up to yourself, but since it's just for practice anyway, I'll show you. So you can do 1 chain between motifs, and then you're doing your same again, so it's 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, okay, and then your chain 2 because we're in the corner, yarn over, and we've got our, it's 1 and 2 more double crochets, okay, and then we'll chain 1 between motifs, and next corner, okay, and we need our chain 2 to turn the work, and you can straight back into that chain 2 space from the previous row. And chain 1 between motifs, Okay, and we're just coming up on the last corner here. So we've got chain 2 and 3 more double crochets, just like that. And then just to finish it off, so we just do a chain 1, and same as what we did before, so you're just wanting to slip stitch into the top of your chain 3 from the previous row and slip that back through there. And then to start on the next row, so it just goes from here, like everything that we've done, you're just going to keep on doing that all the way around until you make it as big as you want. So this is the row where we do have a wee bit of a change, because now we have sides, so it's not just corners anymore. And then this is just where you're going to go, so you're just going to repeat on and make your granny square as big as you want. So we're back in the corner, so that's, we've got our chain 3, so we'll do 2 more double crochets and chain 2 and 3 more double crochets, okay, and then we've got our chain 1, and this is where it's just a wee bit different. So we've got our edge here, so it's not a corner, but we're chain 1 space from the previous row, so into this we'll just do our granny shell, so it's just the 3 double crochets straight into that space, and chain 1, and that takes us to our next corner. And we've got our 3 double crochets and chain 2, turns the work, 3 more double crochets, chain 1, and that's us back on our side again. So we do our 3 double crochets into that space, chain 1, takes us to our corner again, and 2 more. So it is very, very straightforward. Once you get the hang of it, it is very easy to just carry on doing the granny square, and you can make it as big as you want and just keep going. And once you are quite used to it, because you're just working into the chain spaces, it's actually quite good for just sitting watching the TV, and you don't really have to pay too much attention to it. You just kind of keep going. So that's us coming up on another corner. Got 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and back into that corner space again, 2, 3, chain 1, and just make sure that you're pulling off the loop there, and over again. So it's 1, 2, 3 for that side, chain 1, and just as we have done for every other row as well, so you're looking for the top